I cannot wait for you guys to meet this character.
I am the...
What's going on, guys? It's Alec the author here, and today I am bringing you yet another teaser for my up-and-coming sci-fi dystopian romance novel, Abandon All Hope. This is a series that I do midweek all the way up until the book is released, where I show a little bit about the book, maybe introduce you to a character, introduce you to an element of the world, introduce you to villains and plot points and things like that, just to get you more excited to read this thing when it comes out. I'm excited to share these things with you. I'm excited to show you what I've been working on, and this gives you guys an opportunity to peek behind the kimono a little bit, get a look at something before it even comes out. If you like what you see in today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, maybe share it around with your friends, and if you haven't yet, drop a subscribe on the account. And make sure you ring that notification bell so that way you know each and every time I post a video. We are less than 150 subscribers away from reaching our 1,000 subscriber goal. So each and every subscribe and share really does help the channel, and I appreciate you. Speaking of helping the channel, I couldn't do any of this without my amazing patrons over at patreon.com/AlecTheAuthor. These are the incredible men and women that really keep me going, making sure that we are doing everything we can do to produce awesome content for you guys and keep me motivated to keep writing. I couldn't do any of this without them, so thank you, each and every one of you patrons. You guys are incredible. If you want to become a patron and maybe get your name in each and every one of these videos that I make, head on over to patreon.com/AlecTheAuthor. There you can find a reward tier that not only fits your budget, but gives you something awesome back in return. Things like being able to read the entire first chapter of the novel. It's right there posted on Patreon for you guys right now. At any reward tier, you guys would get to read that. There's also some really awesome stuff moving forward, like being a beta reader, being an ARC reader, getting signed copies, advanced reader copies, special editions, all kinds of stuff. So make sure that you guys check that out. And if you're able, maybe support me over there. Every little bit does help, especially during this time. Also, I am live every day, not just here on YouTube, but over on TikTok and twitch.tv/AlecTheAuthorXX. All of those links are in the description below this video. Make sure you check that out. Come right with us, hang out with us, chit chat with us. I really enjoy it, and I think that you guys will too. Enough of all that, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. Today, I am introducing you guys to our main male character. This is really exciting because I love this character. I really have enjoyed writing this character, and more than that, I have been so excited to watch this character grow and change as the story has developed. So let me get you guys a little peek into our main male character, Declan Wash. So as I've said in previous teaser videos, Declan Wash is a techie. He is a member of the research and development division of the military that is responsible for coming up with all of the tech and weaponry and all kinds of things to help the military with fighting against the demon horde when the breach opens every 3 years. That wasn't where he wanted to be originally. Originally, Declan wanted to be a medic in the army, and he trained and he tried that out, and unfortunately it just didn't work out for him. He actually has a natural twitch in his hands, which makes it very difficult for him to do the very delicate work of field surgery and things that a medic needed to be able to do. Fortunately, that was how he met his wife, Calypso Wash, who is our female main character in the story. We're going to get to her next week. Declan is more than just your stereotypical nerd, but he definitely has a lot of those attributes. He's nervous, he's not always super confident in everything he does. He knows that he's incredibly intelligent, but he does kind of lack that self-confidence to think of himself as more than just a cog in the wheel. In reality, it's his tech that keeps the Argonauts going, keeps the military going, and makes all of these things successful. Because of those self-confidence issues, a lot of times his identity is kind of wrapped into the people that he surrounds himself with. He doesn't see himself as important. He just kind of sees himself as a background character. He sees himself as just kind of Calypso's husband. And with Calypso being this massive military hero, it kind of makes him a bit of a weenie. He's wrapped his identity entirely into his marriage. He is codependent as hell. He really doesn't believe that he would be anything without her. And so because of that, he really makes some very interesting choices. But this is only how he sees himself. It's not how other people see him. His wife tries to tell him that all the time. Something in him just doesn't let himself believe it. And that's really the tragic flaw that Declan has to carry around with him, is that he is not self-confident and he is afraid. He's afraid of a lot of things. Number one, he's afraid of losing things that he's gained, because he feels like he can't really progress on his own. And so because of that, that fear has really crippled him in a lot of ways. I would define Declan as a bit of a tragic hero. Like, he has a massive flaw that is going to cause him a lot of problems throughout the story. But at the same time, that does give him a platform to grow off of. When he is thrust into situations where he does have to be confident in himself, is he going to step up to that challenge? Is he going to rise above? The Declan that you meet at the beginning of the story is certainly not the Declan that you are going to know towards the end of the story, and I think that makes him a really fun character. I feel like Declan 2 is very grounded in reality. I think a lot of men, myself included, do struggle with self-identity issues and self-confidence issues, but we don't portray that outward. It's something that we kind of keep wrapped up inside of us, something that we are scared to show the world. And Declan is scared to show it too. He's scared for the world to know how vulnerable he really feels, how vulnerable he really is. Because in truth, he is not a warrior. He is living in a time of warriors, and he is not one. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, not everyone needs to be a fighter, and not everybody needs to be in your face, in the middle of the action, pushing themselves to save the world. He's not that. He is not a savior. More likely, he is the one that would need to be saved. And I think a lot of men can actually identify with that. More often than not, especially in the fantasy genre or sci-fi genre, you see these very big, impressive, strong, tall, dark, and handsome type characters. And Declan is not that. I wanted to get away from that. I wanted to show a man that was very flawed, very vulnerable, very scared. Because I think men can be that way a lot of times. And myself included. There is a lot of me in Declan. Not me now, but certainly me from years ago. And part of Declan's journey is really the journey that I had to take within. While I didn't have this grand outward quest, I did have an interior quest that I had to go on to grow out of this very weak, very not confident person into more of the person that I am today. And I still struggle with that. I still struggle with confidence issues. I still struggle with being codependent, being a worrier, being a people pleaser. All these things that are quite big flaws. Now, I've worked through a lot of that, and while I do still have some mental struggles with that from time to time, I don't feel like I'm quite that person anymore. But I took those feelings and then I exaggerated them into this character, because I do think that it is something that doesn't get talked about a lot for a lot of men. And so this is, Declan is kind of the exaggeration of those little voices inside our heads that tell us, you know, if we're not a hero, then who are we? So that's Declan's flaw. That's the journey that he has to go on. How he's going to achieve that journey, you're going to have to find out. Toddlers. So even though he's a bit of a weenie and he's very flawed, at the same time, he's a very likable character. He does have some kind of innate charisma about him. He is incredibly intelligent. He is very, very good at what he does. In fact, it is because of him that the story actually progresses forward, and humanity progresses forward, not because of the strong military warrior heroes. And this isn't me like making a character that is a total nerd and making the nerd the hero. Like I said, he's incredibly flawed. I mean, Declan is no hero. But at the same time, he is very likable as a character once you get past those flaws. And I think you'll see that, like, put into specific circumstances, we all have that ability inside of us to conquer these character flaws or these weakness parts of ourselves and become somebody that we didn't even know we were. And I feel like that's kind of Declan's whole deal. Like, he doesn't know that he really is this. He thinks he's one thing, but he's this. And he has to get there. Maybe in an unconventional way, but he does have to get there. The story itself is told from Declan's perspective. This is a first-person story, so you're going to get a lot of what's going on inside of his head. That's something that I feel like gets lost a lot of times in these genres, is that you don't get too in-depth of a look inside a character's mind. Declan, I wanted to change that. I wanted you to live inside his head, and that's what you're going to get to do. So that's a sneak peek of Declan Wash, our main male character. I really hope that you will find him as cool and interesting as I have found him to be while writing him, and maybe you'll see a little bit of yourself in him. I put a lot of myself into him. Parts of me that I love, parts of me that could be worked on still. There's a lot of me in Declan, and I feel like you'll find that there's a lot of you in Declan as well. So that's what I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Like I said, make sure you drop a thumbs up on this video, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, all of that good jazz. It really does help the channel grow, and it helps me grow at the same time. I will be back with another video on Friday for our Friday writing update, and this Friday was the deadline I set for myself. We're not going to get there. We are definitely not going to get there, but I hope to have a good progress report for you on Friday. Thank you guys so much again. Remember, be excellent to each other. I'll see you guys on Friday. Y'all take care.